autism is a lifelong developmental disability.
Why is a cure impossible? Since it's just a childhood mental challenge.
I'm afraid there is no cure for it.
Many times we blame our Creator for what and who we are, asking why He never created us like others. But the question is, are we ready to take on the challenges of others?
a big challenge and problem.
Imbecility does not run in my family. And I wonder
what are you insinuating, Henshaw? That I am responsible for our child's illness?
You never can tell who's responsible from your family. Just get our marriage go blue.
How am I not sure that your sexual escapades are responsible for our son's predicament? How am I not sure? I'm tired, Henshaw. I am tired. I'm tired. This is not what I bargained for at all. This is not it.
The movie was shot on locations in Calabar with the best crew I could get, the best cast I could get, and the most beautiful, serene location to shoot in Nigeria, which is Calabar. Oh yeah, if I don't talk about my place, who will? So we shot in Calabar because we wanted a place that was quiet, cool, and could give us what we want. And also, we're also trying to see how we can promote our own artists. Let's also try to come back home and do the things we do. We shouldn't just be shooting in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Enugu, and other places. We need to promote our own artists. So that was part of why I and my friend Henshaw decided to shoot this film in Calabar so that we can actually also help our young actors. We assembled the best crew, we assembled the best actors we could find to interpret this story very, very well. And some of the actors whom we worked with were Segun Arinze, who incidentally played Dr. Fred. Now, he was more like the guardian who was trying to help them to manage their issue, their challenge. We also had Esin, who played Koko. A lot of you have been seeing Esin, as a bad girl in films, does a lot of stuff. I knew her way back in school in University of Calabar, and this was the first time we were working together. So when she came on set, she actually made the job so easy for us because she understood the story, she liked the story, and she really played the story. It's a very emotional story. So Eve was crying almost throughout the whole story because she was trying to see how she can manage her son who was gone. And the truth about the matter is she was actually doing the whole management all by herself, not until the husband now joined her and they started seeing results. So Eve was very wonderful on set too. Then Henshaw Emmanuel, who also doubled as the producer and as the lead actor, he acted himself, Henshaw Emmanuel, who was the father to the autism child. Henshaw also interpreted his role very, very well because we saw him cry, saw him very emotional. This is a young man, who needs to enjoy life, enjoy the young, beautiful wife, and incidentally now is only trying to take care of their child.
I can't have any other child. You are my last hope. God, can't you feel my breath for once? The frustration.
Henshaw also interpreted his role very, very well. And as a matter of fact, he actually killed the role. So everybody on set was really, really, really commendable. One of the challenges we had was trying to find the young man to play the autism child. Now, we had 3 stages of the child. We had the child when he was 4 years. We had the child when he was an adolescent, that was 18. Then we had the child when he was 30. Now, all of this now, we needed some beautiful, smooth transitions so that the story could be told properly. So we got a child who was 4, a young boy, who now grew to 18, and who now metamorphosed to 30. Now, we tried to give them the same character traits from the beginning of the film to the end, so that what the one at 4 years is doing, the one at 32 was doing. So the easiest way we could do that was to give him a bad left hand, and his hair too on one side. Now, I think of all the dance, the one I enjoyed the most was the younger one because, directing young actors is actually not easy, but we're able to help him to develop himself. We're able to help him to sustain that his role, to have steady continuity from the beginning of the film to the end. But though as a child, once in a while he could forget, but be that as may, he was able to interpret the role very, very well.
Don't laugh, don't laugh. Just do what you're doing.
Do not look at us.
Don't look at us, just do what you're doing.
You're looking at this uncle.
And no, look at that one. Go even cause distractions. Say go. I go, baby. I see something later. Alright, action. Just start packing. Don't look at us. Don't look at us. Don't look at us. Don't laugh. Be packing here. I pack it back. Don't look at us. Just pack it back again.
I think that was actually one of the challenges. Well, we didn't really have challenges with the crew because the crew knew what to do. Mike Oyong, the DP, was a fantastic cinematographer. We're always putting heads together to coordinate the shots and know what we wanted to achieve. And the shots came pretty well. We shot with a Blackmagic 4K for enhanced picture and sound quality. So Mike Oyong nailed it there. Then our sound guy, DJ Sprada, too, wanted to prove a point that, well, he's not just a DJ, but he can also record location sound very well. The gaffers were nice. The PM, Isaiah Anta, I knew him way back in the school, and he also took part in Unleash Your Creativity reality show and was the best director. So I needed some of these experienced hands to come on board and do the magic, because the truth about the matter is we need to develop our own. If we don't develop our own within ourselves, it's going to be difficult for us to get to the promised land. So basically, all the crew I assembled were just on point, and they nailed it. Jane Eshed, who played Nene too, did a very, very fantastic job. Beatrice Akonjom played Fred's mother, and when you see the film, you see that she actually had something to offer. You know, one beautiful thing in this work is that everybody who was around is from this part of the country, apart from Dr. Fred, Segun Arinze. You know, we still need to have some of those strong hands come to boost the industry. If we begin to develop what we've got, we need to be developed, and we shouldn't wait until people come from outside the country or from outside the state to develop our own state. It's possible for us to still develop our own state. We should create a film consciousness where people will begin to do their own stories, tell their own local stories. Storytelling should not just be love stories, grandmother story, wicked mother-in-law, wicked father-in-law. Let us begin to use our movies to change the society.
How am I not sure that your sexual escapades are responsible for our son's predicament? How am I not sure? I'm tired, Henshaw. I am tired. I'm tired. This was not what I bargained for at all. This is not it.
Koko is a mother in the movie, married to Henshaw. And he has a child suffering from ASD, that's Autism Spectrum Disorder. And all through the movie, Koko's character didn't have that time for so much fun and all of that. It was from one situation to the other, you know, running around and trying to see how to solve their child's problem, which automatically was eating deep into the family and taking away the family's happiness and all of that. That's just it. Koko was a character, or Koko is a character that the audience are seriously going to empathize with.
Pastor, I won't embark on any fasting and prayer session. We just concluded a 7-day fasting and prayer, and his condition remains the same.
You know, I have always been having this tall dream of producing a movie that will shake the world, not just a local movie. So from the preparations, that's the pre-production, to the production proper, it's been taxing, like very taxing, because it's not just another movie, it's a unique one and a unique, you know, a story at that. So it's very taxing.
Now, one of the things people normally feel when they work with professional hands is that they snob or they are not free with people. But I actually had a very different kind of actors. Segun, Eve was always very lively on location. They made the work so easy for me. You know, this was the first time I'm working with Segun as a director. I worked with him before as a producer, but this was the first time he was coming on my set as a director. But we had a very mutual understanding and love. I mean, he's been in the industry for more than 30 years now, or not 40 years, Uncle Segun no vex, but at least you've been here for a very long time. But you were very down to earth. You made the work very, very easy for me.
Autism is a lifelong developmental disability.
Why is a cure impossible? Since it's just a childhood mental challenge.
I'm afraid there is no cure for it.
Many times we blame our Creator for what and who we are, asking why He never created us like others. But the question is, are we ready to take on the challenges of
for upcoming filmmakers, who want to be like me is, I tell people, filmmaking is about the message. What message do you have to pass to the society? If you don't have a message, you cannot be a filmmaker. There is no good film without a message. Every good movie has a message. So when you're being handed over the script, the first thing that comes to your mind is, what message do I want to pass out to the audience? When you have a message, you're good to go. The next thing now is, be educated. It's not until you might not be lucky to go to US to study like me, but you can actually get the basic education you need. You want to learn, want to learn under me, or learn any other good director you find. Learn the basic elements of filmmaking. Then begin to tell your own individual stories. Begin to tell your own personal stories at home. Nobody can tell your story like you. You can tell your own story better. So begin to develop yourself, tell your own stories, then remain focused. The path to where we are right now was not smooth and easy. It was a very difficult one. But with diligence, focus, and prayers, God took us here. If I can get here, you can actually get here. You too can also get here. So remain focused, be prayerful, know what you have to tell the people, and you actually get to where you're going to. Then for parents who have children who have autism, autism is not a death sentence. It's just a mental challenge. It's just a challenge that can be managed. When you watch this film, you're actually going to know that it's possible to manage these children. Try to find out what they are good at. Try to help them develop themselves. Everybody was created for a purpose. There is nobody was created without a purpose in this world. Everybody was created for a purpose. So when you discover what they are good at, you can actually do well. Then in the movie, let me not say too much. When you watch it, you understand. But just try to discover why you were created, to help these people to discover themselves. They might not be good at writing, they might not know words, they might not know figure, but find out what they are good at. You'll be so shocked that they might be good at fixing electronics. They might be so shocked that they might be good at art. They might be good at anything. So if they cannot write, they cannot understand, there's something they are good at. So let's try and help them. Autism is not a death sentence. It's a mental challenge that can be coped.
Yeah.